Hey everybody, Charlie here. Welcome back to Academia. I have been letting this thing run for like an hour right now. And I gotta say, I'm naming this video Not Fast Enough because, maximum speed at which you can zoom time ahead is just not fast enough. That's all I gotta say about it. Yeah, this is, look, this is an alpha title. There's a lot of things they're doing with it, and I know there's going to be improvements down the road, but I'm going to be a little bit critical on it, just a little bit here. It takes a long time to do anything in the late game. And I would consider this to be the late game. It takes so long to do anything, because this is max speed, and there's really no reason to ever slow it down. Because look at how slow the clock goes. I mean, you only get paid money at 7 a.m. And that's it. You get maybe like little peanuts here and there from, vending machine purchases, food, and all that stuff. But it's basically at 7 a.m. you get money. And whatever your budget is for that day, like if we didn't have all of these, to be honest, if I didn't have all these, I probably wouldn't have, I'd probably be stopped playing already. Because these things here, and I'm going to add more, these things here are really the only reason that I have enough money to do literally anything in this game right now. And I'm going to go ahead and lay these in. I said I wasn't going to do it, but at this point, I feel like I have to. Because without it, I'm not making enough money to do anything productive at all. Because it's just a matter of funds. Like, I can't expand. I can't add any new rooms. I can't add, new music rooms. I can't examine anything. I can't add new staff. I can do nothing without money, right? It's basically a sit back and watch it go game without money. And because the clock goes so slow, it's like right now, for example, I'm done. I got 10 grand left, and I need to keep money in order for the school bus to not bankrupt me at the end of the day. So what I'm going to be doing here is, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it because I want, to cheese the game. I'm doing it so that I can survive the series as a video series at this point, because I've been sitting here for an hour, and it's progressed 3 days in the year. It's taken an hour to go 3 years, or to go 3 days in game. And during that time was all I needed to pay off my loan. I don't know what to do. There's not enough money in the game right now to do that. I highly recommend, for the longevity of your game, if I'm talking to the devs right now, for the longevity of your game, please add some sort of element that keeps the player engaged throughout the day. Because this is a waiting game now. And that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. Prison Architect, for example, prime example of a game where the time can progress, but you are kept busy the entire day. Every day there's something going on. Granted, that's a prison, so you have fights breaking out, and there's a random event system which makes it interesting, right? You have all of these things that can keep the player engaged every single day to the point where it's kind of nonstop. And money is not a one-time per day event on the clock. You're getting money throughout the day from workshops or work projects or exports, whatever the case may be. You're getting money throughout the day, right? Yes, you have the prisoner intake, but this game doesn't even have prisoner intake, right? Or in this case, kid intake, right? You're paid a set amount at 7 a.m. every morning, but that amount you're paid, it doesn't, in the late game. In the early game, it's fine, because the early game, you're still developing. You're like, oh my God, I'm not profitable. Everything goes quickly. But the bigger your school gets, the slower this clock goes. At least that's the way it seems. I mean, it probably is that just because of frame rates and stuff. But it just feels so slow right now. Because right now, I'm done. I can't do anything. I had to actually delete one of my fountains, which I'm going to go ahead and put that back if I can afford to. I should be able to afford to. I had to delete one of my fountains because it got to the point where I had $4,500 and it was 7:30 in the morning. and I went, there's no way for me to get $2,000 because there's no way to make money throughout the day. You know, that's kind of how I had to do it. So I'm gonna go fountain right here, and I'm gonna hit that right there and let them build that so I can get that fountain back just for looks. But that's gonna put me at $8,300, and now I really can't do anything because like if I go below 6,240, is that what it is? 6,200. If I go below 6,200, I just lose. You know. So what I want to do is I wanted to do the to-do list, right? I wanted to take the grants, School Tycoon. This requires me to buy land, which is what I have right now, buy School Lot 4. The only way for me to do that is to take a big loan. And I would love to take $100,000, but I need 10 more prestige in order to get that $100,000 loan. It requires 2,100. And unfortunately, there's no way for me to get prestige at all before the end of the year. So, like, realistically, I have to let the game run itself for over an hour just to get that 10 prestige. Because there's no other way for me to get it as far as I can see, you know? The only achievements left are silver achievements, which I don't know what a silver achievement is. There's no indication of silver on any of these other ones, so I'm not entirely sure which ones those are. Right? But again, this is an alpha game, and I'm fully acknowledging that these are one of the things, this is the kind of things that feedback is necessary on, right? These are the types of things where player feedback can influence the development process throughout the game's development, right? And my advice, my feedback is throughout the early to mid game on this, I have a lot of fun. I think it's there. Mid to late game, it's very repetitive. It's kind of the same as Prison Architect is in the sense that it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna, add more cells, and I guess we need another yard, But at least in Prison Architect, there's conflict, and you have to pay attention to things, and people get into trouble, and there's gangs, and there's all sorts of things, right? Granted, that's a more developed game, and I totally understand that. But with this one, mid to late game right now, it's very repetitive. And there's also some micromanagement things that I personally, I don't like. Some of the micromanagement things I personally don't like. For example, logistics, common room area link. This was pointed out in a comment, and when I read that comment, I went, no, come on. But, yeah, it's a thing. This is the reason why everyone was congregating in this tiny common area. Is because, well, I mean, before I said it to be this way, it was like this. You actually have to manually link a common area with a classroom. At least one classroom. And if you don't manually link it, it'll just choose one classroom at random to link with. Right? So in this situation right here, these guys right here, they'll just default to one, right? Juniors will all congregate. And anyway, so everyone was in this little common area. You actually have to manually link these to classrooms. I wish that wasn't a thing. It was like, what? Common area. It's something like, it's just a place where there's chairs and stuff. I feel like it's taken to be like, we want to offer depth to the player and versatility to the player. But this is one of those things that I think, and perhaps I'm just maybe I'm in the minority. And if you don't agree with me, feel free to leave that. I'm not opposed to differing viewpoints on this subject. But something like a common room, I don't feel like it should be assigned to anyone. It is a common space. Kids should just, go to that common space. It's common space. The principal's office is the same way. The principal's office, there's only one in the whole school. But you have to link it to all of these other classrooms. Just like the vice principal's office, same thing. You have to link it. And it was like, I was like, huh? Why is that necessary? So anyway, these are the little nitpicky things, okay? That's it. I'm going to try not to be nitpicky there, but those are the two things right now anyway that I'm going to be just a little bit nitpicky on, because especially the gameplay part of it, where you have to wait. I've been sitting here talking and monologuing to you guys and not doing anything in the game, And that's not because I'm stalling. It's not because I don't want to do anything in the game. It's not because I don't know what to do in the game. I have so many plans. I know exactly what I want to do in the game. As soon as I buy this land, I know exactly how this is all laid out. I can build all of this right now, except I don't have the funds. And there's no way to get the funds until that clock ticks down. And it ticks very, very slowly at max speed. 3 times speed, not good enough. I want 10 times speed. Like, I want something that's gonna just be like, okay, let's get the day over with. Because with a game like this, there's no conflict. Like, the kids aren't doing anything, right? There's a goon in here waiting for a student. I don't know how he got past my guards, right? But there's one. So what do? I can go in here, grab a monitor, and go be like, hey, look at this. There's a goon. Get him out. And they can yell at him and say, hey, get out of here, goon. Does he even leave? He's not leaving. He's urinating. He's gonna go wash his hands. Wait, is he not gonna leave? Now you went into the urinal, then you washed your hands, then you're defecating? Is this your way of stalling to get around the hall monitors? Like, what is this? Going home. Okay. I was like, what is he doing? Okay, so blueprint-wise, I'm just going to delete these because there's no other choice. I have to spam these. Just to play the game, I have to spam these. I need the money so I can actually do things. Okay, so... And yeah, like, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking to myself right now, like, what do I do, right? Like, what can I actually do in this game right now to be entertaining to you, to create content for you? And this is one of the few instances where I have to go, actually, it's not one of the, well, it is a few instances. I did the same thing with Startup Company. Startup Company was the same way for me. It was like, okay, I'm just gonna, like, you know, wait for my guys to make stuff so I can click a button. And that's why I stopped Startup Company early without finishing it, right? Wanted to be the #1 company. We got, like, not even close to that because it got to the point where I was basically watching the gameplay itself. So I'm going to let this run. Yeah, I know I say this usually in a lot of other games, but this time, like, I'm going to let this run until probably tomorrow. I think I'm going to let this run all night while I'm sleeping, to be honest. Because, well, I can't do that. I can't do that because it's going to go to build mode, and then days will progress, and I'll just tick money down and die and lose because the school year won't start without me. So I guess I'm just going to let this run for like another hour, I guess, and I'll go to bed, and I'll wake up in the morning, and I'll record the rest of this episode. And hopefully we'll have some money, and I can continue on it. But yeah, as soon as I get money, every single day that ticks by, I am going to spam a whole bunch of these just so I can actually do things every day. So I can build this school. So that's just the way it's going to be. The game does not run fast enough. It's not fast enough. I will see you guys, well, physically for me, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. So yeah, I'll just magic of video editing cut like right now. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Well, good morning. Welcome back. I think I might have broke it. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Help me. I've expanded this right here. It's all the way up to the top now. And I think I might have broke the game. I'm not sure what's going on here. But in my efforts to create sustainable income that allows me to play the game, for some reason, I have no money to repair things now. It's telling me I don't have the money to repair the toilet, I think is what it said. So I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and tell them to do it manually and see what happens, but they'll do it. But it's just like, it's like bugging at me. It's weird. Changing my flag back to the big old star-spangled US of A. Where is it? Huh? Right there. And man, I went back and looked at the footage. Went back and just sort of assessed what I was... There's no reason to slow down. I went back and looked at and assessed the footage as to like what I was saying last night when I was in the moment, when I was in salty mode. And I mean, I feel like the things I said last night, the beginning of this video, I guess, I feel like they're still right, but I think I could have been a bit more graceful with my criticisms on it, because it's, I mean, yes, I did acknowledge it is an early development thing. It's still being worked on, and you have to look at it under the guise of that, right? But man, when you have to sit here for an hour and you only get paid twice in that hour, and you're like out of money, it's just not a great experience that way. So I've let it sit a bit. You can see it's day 8 now. This is the next morning. I'm looking at it with fresh eyes again. Yay. Bank loan, I paid it off already, and I want to get the prestige and stuff settled before the start of the next school year, right? So I'm gonna take the loan. I'm gonna go 75K on this because I can't get this one. We're gonna borrow that. Then I'm gonna go buy land. I'm gonna buy this plot of land. That's gonna give me a bit more prestige as soon as I wait. What? Oh, you want me to buy this one? Well, that changes basically everything. I thought, well, I mean, I can. Hold on, workmen. Can we get the staff to sell all of this stuff? I mean, we're making 87,000 a day in profit now because of all the wind turbines, which I feel like I don't like having to use the wind turbines, but I also feel like it is the only way to sustainably survive in this game is the wind turbine mechanic, just because you don't get paid enough. Like I said, I think maybe I was maybe a little bit too harsh on it last night, but I'm gonna leave it in the video because it's authentic, and I already laid it out, and I feel like if I try to re-record my concerns on it, it's just not gonna be as good. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it alone. But now that we have some money, we can expand this way. I can finally open this up. I want to get to like 500 students. And because I have the cash to do so, let's go to research. I want to open this up to expanding the population to 700. And over the course of the next 10 hours, which will happen before the start of the next year, we will be able to bring in more students that exceed 600. So that's going to be good. The thing is, though, my goal of getting to 1,000 students is actually not possible, because expand student population to 700 is the last bit. So there literally is a cap on the game. It will not let you just keep making the school. And you know what? That's actually okay. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this from a performance standpoint. That's actually fine, because I'm not wrong. Everything I said last night, aka the beginning of this video, is true as far as I know. But like the bigger the school gets, the more students we get, the performance goes down, which is understandable, right? It's got to calculate the pathing of everything, right? It's just like Prison Architect that way. And I'm not entirely sure, like, the joy of playing the game would be positive, I guess, with a school at 1,000 kids, just because of the performance too. Now I've got a really beefy system. Like, people with weaker computers probably don't get this kind of performance. And you're looking at this with 510 students at max speed, and they're still moving around like, you know, a solid 60 frames per second. Like, I'm not getting any performance lag here at all. But sometimes when there's mass processes, like class changes or students need to go on the bus or anything like that, some instances like that, it just goes down to a crawl for like a whole second. There's also something else happening too. I noticed this, and it kind of exacerbates the problem a little bit. And that is that there's always a random student that for some reason is not assigned. And I don't know if I did it. Like, is there actually one, or am I just being stupid? No, so there's not actually one. But every night, it seems like there's one random student that's still in the science lab, or going to computer lab, or going to the library, right? And he's doing it at like 8 o'clock. There's nobody here except the dog. And yeah, it's like, that just makes the clock go all night, all the way to 8. It's like, no. So yeah, what the game definitely needs for not replay value, that I think might be okay, depending on the restrictions you put on yourself, right? I think the replay value might be all right, but the longevity of your ability to play the game for a long period of time and to get a big school and to expand bigger and bigger and bigger. That kind of thing. You are going to have a soft cap on when you will say, I'm done with this school. You will have a soft cap. There's not enough fun factor in the game when you get to a school that's bigger than what I've got here, or like this size or higher, right? And I think that's the fundamental issue. So, like I said before, I think random events are going to be a great idea if you did that. I think that having some sort of instances where there's something that the player has to continuously do, not busy work-wise, right? Not things just for the sake of things like the common area and principal's office thing. I'm talking about like actual interaction things, like sporting events. You have like sports teams that are coming by, or you have to prep for a certain event. Maybe there's a special, there's special events at the school, a science fair, things like that. And you have to, prep certain rooms a certain way for those, or I don't know, field trips where that's not really something you can do because the bus is just going to show up. But like, there's got to be something, right? Think of something that engages the player. Like Prison Architect has the violence that always happens and managing gangs and things like that. This school, I don't know what schools can do, and that's what I've got for you. So, but yeah, the bus is kind of cool. I've separated the bus stops into 2 separate bus stops now, and I'm noticing that more kids are riding the bus now. I think there's like a maximum per stop or something in this, because now way more students ride the bus. But there's still some that don't. These guys are just waiting around until the bus leaves, like till the bus stops is done being full. And yet all of these students are marked to ride the bus. I've got school bus usage to be maxed out on every grade. So these guys are, unless they live within walking distance and they're just not included in this list, perhaps that's it. So I have 160 seniors marked to ride the bus. My total population of seniors is 160, so 116, 114, 118. Yeah, so like I've marked every student in my school to ride the bus, and yet they just don't. And I think it's because we just need another bus stop. There's a maximum number of kids that can ride the bus per bus stop, I think. So what I want to do here is I'm going to remove deliveries temporarily, and we're going to stick delivery because we really don't need a big delivery room area. It can be small. It can be like this. It doesn't have to be big. Then we can get another bus stop put in, I think right here. Yeah. And then what I want to do is bus stop, and we just do the benches again like this. So we go up to here, space, up to here, and then space, up to here, space, up to here. No, wait. That's not how I did it before. I did 2 rows. Yeah, I went like this before. Oh, it won't let me because of deliveries. Hang on. Remove deliveries. We're just going to make a really small delivery area. Deliveries. Where is it? Deliveries. It's a hammer, of all things. Yeah, we'll just do that. All right, then bus stop. And expand that this way. And I should be able now to build the bench here. Okay, so what I want to do... that doesn't work, actually. Hang on. We got to redo this again. Go there and go there. That's better. Now we can put this bus stop here and this bus stop... That still doesn't work any either. I might have to get rid of that flower pot. Or just put deliveries as a single... Interesting. I got an idea. Let's take... Get rid of garbage. Get rid of deliveries. We'll put deliveries like this. It's kind of weird, but we'll do that. And then the garbage can be this whole area plus this whole area. Right? And then, we can extend deliveries to be like this. But by doing that, it opens up me being able to put this bus stop here. And now I want to separate them, right? I don't want them to be the same bus stop. I want them to be 2 separate ones. So we take general bus stop like that, and then general bus stop like that. And by doing that, it lets me put the 2 bus stops in the zone that they're supposed to go in. And now we have an extra bus stop set for the kids. And then we can also go in and get the flooring done. This is gravel, which is a little bit weird for the fountain to be on gravel. So maybe we don't do the gravel there. But that should take care of, I think, the problem with buses. And I'm actually going to go like this. There we go. But see how it went all the way to 8 o'clock instead of 7? Because there's another student lingering around. I should have went and found them right there, but I didn't. There's another student lingering. $76,000. Now, if I wanted to, I could just keep laying it in here. But I don't want to. What I want to do instead is wait for 7 a.m. to tick over. And then we can buy this land, which will secure the 500 prestige we need. And yeah, there's lots of goons. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Okay, so see, this small area here, super crowded. But at least they're hanging out in other places now. Go to logistics common room, right? Every room is designated to be here. Every room is designated to be here because I feel like this is the way it should be anyway. Everyone should be allowed to go to any common room. It's a common space. But if I wanted to like really control the population in little tiny places, right? I could say that you guys don't come over here. And then I could say that seniors don't go over there, which is, it's bad because it's outside. I want them to go outside. But like this little one here, we could say that you guys don't come over here. And it might just be like this way of herding kids to specific places or something. I don't know. I want to get these bus stops done. There we go. Good. And I didn't have to remove the bush, so that's good. Okay. Well, I think 7 a.m. is what I'm waiting for, and then we go ahead and buy the land, pay off the loan. We have maxed out prestige. And then I think in the next video, what I'm going to do is we're going to start with getting our health under control. And I have a excellent plan for how to have perfect health next year. And I want to see this health meter go sky high, like locked here all the time. Because I think I can do it. But look at the grades. It's 100 across the board, 99. It's 7 a.m. It's going to be 100. 100 here already. They don't even need the 9th day. You know? They don't even need the 9th day. But we're going to expand this way using our huge sum of money. So let's buy this land. That takes care of the prestige that we wanted. And then we can go achiever and like complete 25 silver achievements. I don't have... I must complete achiever. There are no other achievements as far as I know, unless reaching a certain milestone of students. Like maybe reaching... hang on, let's pay off this loan. That's like all my money. Hang on. Can we get enough money from the sale of all of these bushes? I honestly shouldn't care about the loan. I should just keep the money. Because I can use it to expand, right? We probably should just do that. But actually, now we're going to have a goon problem if we don't lock this down. So, hang on. We're going to have a goon problem. Let's get our fences going. Is it the regular? It's a fancy fence, right? I believe we were using the fancy fences all the way. Why don't we just extend it? Put the fence all the way down here. This is worker priority. Right there. Go to work, guys. Lay in the fence. Protect our kids. Here they come. My army of hammers. Although it looks like they're going to hit the bushes first, too. That's okay. All right. Well, I don't have the loan paid off, per se. And it doesn't matter, because I'm pretty sure the daily payment stays $1,700 regardless of what I pay. Yeah, so I'm going to lay out the floor plan for what I want. I'm going to accept every single student that's available from the administration or from admittance, right? I'm going to admit every student that wants to come here, and then we're also going to take all the transfers and stuff too, because we're going to be able to support it with all the money we have. And then I think from there, well, once we reach our 700 student cap, we can call it a day, I think, on this. Because we bought all the land now. We have every lot. It's a big lot, you know. It's adequate size, but I worry. Actually, there's other factors too. Like if we take a look at the reports and go to not delinquency, satisfaction. There's a lot of people who are like pooping in the bushes, and we have 12 people this year drop out because of dirt, which I'm gonna solve next calendar year, year 8. And there's never enough food. I don't understand that one. I don't understand that one. This is fully stocked, and so is this. So if there's not enough food, the only thing I can think of is because they're coming from a really far distance to get to the cafeteria, which I can't really do anything about unless I want to make a new cafeteria, and I kind of don't. I might have to. I just kind of don't. Fence is done. Excellent. Now the goons have to come this way again. We got you, goon. And I like this little delivery area too. Aw, Tesla, she's sleeping on her back. I think we call that sleeping. She's not dead, is she? Like, I don't see. Okay, I didn't see the Z's, and she's on her back, and I'm going, did they just throw her away? Can the dog die? What do I have to do to keep her alive? Bushes are getting sold. All this stuff. Anyway, I just want to say, I'm sorry for the salty episode, guys. It's not something I want to make a habit of, you know. I try my best to play games with an upbeat and with a positive attitude that gives a lot of factors the benefit of the doubt. But I also, throughout the course of playing a game, especially if we're new to it and we're experiencing things for the first time, I do think it's important, at least for the sake of conversation, in case I'm missing something or I'm wrong on something, right? I think it's important to give honest critique and to give what I think of things. And in the rare occasion that whoever's making that game happens to stumble upon a video, because I know developers do search the internet for people playing their game, right? I know I would. If they do happen to stumble upon something like that, they can get feedback in that way. And again, maybe it's unwarranted or maybe I'm missing something, but if I'm missing something, then perhaps it's not a problem with the feature as much as it is the display or the presentation of said feature, right? If the player is lost, you know what I mean? But I don't think I'm lost about this. Expand student population to 700 complete. Right, yeah, well, it's only 12:30. This whole time I've been talking, we've only moved about 8 hours in game. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. I know it's kind of a short video, maybe, I don't know. I have no idea how long I was talking last night, but I've already been live here for about 20 minutes. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. You can check out any of the other series we're doing online right now, including a new alternative playthrough to Detroit Become Human. We have Gunsmith, a factory building game, a factory logistics and management game. It's been awesome to have on the channel. We got Subnautica going on. We got our KSP station build. And I've got other things planned, and they're going to be out soon too. So thank you so much for watching. It's been amazing. I appreciate all your faces. And if you feel like helping to support this full-time effort, check out the Patreon link down in the description. I don't normally hawk my Patreon, but I'm just going to start like dropping notes on it. I think it's one of those things where if you don't do it, no one else will kind of thing. So I'm just going to do that. And hopefully you guys don't think it's like sellout. But stuff like that, anyway, is kind of one of those necessary evils where I have to mention it if I want any hope of like sustaining this as a full-time career. So yeah, anyway, I'm babbling. Take care. We'll see ya. Bye.